Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for First Coast News at 5. I'm Heather Crawford.
And I'm Anthony Austin. In the week since Donald Trump won the election to become the next president of the United States, politicians from the state of Florida have been nominated to important roles within the new Trump administration.
So what is the process to replace these politicians in the Senate and the House, and how quickly will the positions be filled? Rich Donnelly is on your side with a breakdown tonight of which Florida politicians are heading to Washington. Rich?
A former opponent, a longtime supporter, and a Green Beret, potentially now a top diplomat, the leader of the Justice Department, and a national security advisor. Over the last week, Senator Marco Rubio, as well as Congressmen Matt Gaetz and Mike Waltz, have been named by President-elect Donald Trump to key roles within his administration. But not all of them are guaranteed to actually take on those roles. Here's a look at their path to Washington and the process to replace them. Donald Trump nominated Florida Senator Marco Rubio to be his Secretary of State, one of the key diplomatic positions in the country. Rubio is not guaranteed to be the next Secretary of State. He will need to be approved by the Senate. If the Senate does approve Rubio, then Florida Governor Ron DeSantis gets to appoint anyone he chooses to be Rubio's replacement until a special election is held during the next statewide election in 2026. The winner of that election would fill out the remaining 2 years of Rubio's 6-year term, which was set to end in 2028. The congressional seats are slightly different. A special election will need to be held in each seat. Jacksonville City Councilman Rory Diamond could be in line to run for one of those seats. In a text to First Coast News, Diamond wrote, quote, "We are currently putting together a strong team and look forward to exciting announcements in the future." According to Article 1, Section 2, Clause 2 of the U.S. Constitution, representatives only have to live in the state in which they represent, not the specific district. Mike Waltz represents Florida's 6th district, which includes parts of Flagler, Putnam, and St. Johns counties. He does not need Senate approval to become President-elect Trump's national security advisor. Trump's choice for Attorney General will need Senate approval. Matt Gaetz resigned from his position as representative for Florida's 1st congressional district. This also comes as the House Ethics Committee was investigating Gaetz for sexual misconduct in which no charges were filed and he denied any wrongdoing. Thursday morning, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson was asked if the investigation should disqualify Gaetz from leading the Department of Justice as Attorney General.
It's not my decision, it's the President's decision, but Matt's a colleague and he's someone who's worked really hard against the weaponization of government, the lawfare that's happened at DOJ. He'd be an instant reformer if given the position, and I understand the pick.
Right now, there is no scheduled date to begin the Senate confirmation hearings, but the next Congress officially takes office on January 3rd, and Trump will be sworn into office on January 20th. Reporting Rich Donnelly, First Coast News, on your side.